Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Makeup for Dummies. Okay, I have a good show for you all today, and what I'm going to be talking about today is feminine hygiene during your monthly menstrual cycle. Okay, so I'm going to go through and show you all some of the things that I use. I'm going to be showing you all some tips and tricks on as far as how to get blood stains out, because us as women who have our monthly menstrual, we all deal with accidents, in our undergarments, our sheets, our pajamas, our clothes. And, some people don't know how to get blood stains out. So I have some really easy home remedies that you can use. Very little money. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get some of the items that you can use to get blood stains out. Nothing major, nothing expensive. Okay, so now I want to start off by telling you all what I'm wearing. I have a very simple eye look today. In a makeup look, I'm using a lipstick called True Blood. Okay, and this is by, let's see who that's by. It's a lip lacquer, and it's by, don't you hate when you can't really see what the little small print is? I mean, even if you wear glasses, even if you wear, use a magnifying glass, it's so teeny, but it's by Ruby Kisses. I don't know if you can see that right here. Okay. All I have on is a black liner, black and brown. It's a black and brown liner. Line my lips, put the put the color balm on, and it's red, so it gave me a little tinge of red, and then I just used the True Blood. Here, let me just do a little swatch for you all. I love that color, it's beautiful. Okay, and then I used a white liner, okay? And that's what I used on my eyes, okay? I did my inner eye tear duct, because I love for my inner eye tear duct to pop. And I just did my lower lids, and then I just used a mascara for my eyelashes and for my under my eyes. So a very simple look today, okay? All right, so let's get started on this feminine hygiene escapade, okay? Now, first of all, ladies, if you're not someone who comes on around the same time every month, okay? Because every woman don't come on at the same date every month. Some women, it just fluctuates. You may come on at the beginning of the month this month, next month it may be, the middle of the month. It's just, it may not be the exact day. So being as though you may not never know exactly when it's going to come, what you may want to do just on a regular basis, and this is for more than one reason, you may want to just wear a panty liner, period. Not just so that you don't mess up your underwear in case you're out and you happen to come on. Maybe you weren't expecting to come on and you came on. So that you don't have to worry about messing up your clothes accidentally while you're out. Just wear this just on a normal base, a regular basis. Also, it's just good to wear a panty liner on a regular basis, because as women, we have natural secretions, okay, that you have no control over. And you may not want to mess up your undergarments. And then if you don't wash your undergarments, as soon as you take them off, or if you don't wash that load of clothes immediately after you take off your stuff, the secretions dry. It's just much cleaner, and just keeps your underwear much nicer if you wear a panty line. Okay. Now you can go right to the Dollar Tree. They have these little teeny weeny ones. Now this is just one left that I had, but they have ones called Always. Okay, so for those of you who say, well, I don't want to be wearing a pad every single day of my life, it's bad enough I have to wear it during the monthly cycle. I don't want to do this all month long. Okay, well, these are very thin. Okay, you can barely tell that you have it on, but at the same time you're protected. Now these are the ones that's really thin. It's called Always. So it just depends. If you are a bigger size female like me, maybe you might want to get one that's maybe this big, and it's thin. It's very thin, so it's not uncomfortable. You're hardly going to even know that it's there. You just pull it off, and there you go. But but if you just want to wear something really thin that you really can't tell that you have it on, here you go. That's just like paper. Let me just pull this off. It's just like paper. This whole thing is sticky. It'll stick right in your the seat of your underwear. Look how thin that is to my skin. It's just a thin layer. So, like I said, this will be for accidents and just for the natural things that women go through. Now, as far as disposal, the one good thing about these little things, you know, if you already have one on and you go to the bathroom to change it, you can use this as a means of wrapping it up. Okay? This is just a way of disposing these little things. Okay? Now, if you wear pads during that time, okay? When you go in the bathroom to change your pad, here, let me just open this up. Now, these are the maxis. I get these right from Family Dollar. They're only $2, but they are really, really good. Okay? It's a Family Dollar brand of always. Okay? Now, see? Now, if you take your old pad off, you can use this to wrap up your pad that you take off. But if you're just starting your period and you put this pad on, then of course this is going to be long gone. So when you wear your pad during your menstrual cycle, okay, you may want to check your pad at least once. You may want to, maybe 1 to 2 hours in between, okay? It just depends on how heavy your cycle is, but that just will determine how often, whether you need to check it every 30 minutes, every hour, every 2 hours, because women's flow is different. Okay, so if you just have a normal flow, every hour and a half, 2 hours max. Reason I say that is because blood does not have a stinky smell right off. I mean, it doesn't have like a perfumey smell, but blood doesn't automatically just stink coming out the body. Okay, blood tends to smell once it comes out and it sits for a while. Okay, if you ever like open up a pack of chicken, this is just an example, and it's blood, in the pack. I'm not saying it has the greatest smell, but it's not like oh my God, what is that smell? But if you let that pack of chicken, if you let that blood from that chicken just sit out in the heat for a little while, a couple of hours or whatever, it will start to smell. And definitely after days, it will definitely start to have a smell. Well, it's the same with the blood in your body. It doesn't just automatically come out smelling, like, oh my God, I can't. But if you let it sit too long, especially on a hot day, it's going to start to smell. And if you are a woman who does not shave, because some women can't shave down in that area for different reasons, it can irritate you to shave down there. Some women are very sensitive, and some women just don't like it. Just don't like the bald eagle type situation. So if you are one of those women who don't like to shave, at least trim your hairs. Okay, you at least want to keep the hairs trimmed down as low as possible, because when you wear pads, the blood will get on you. Okay, and just the regular wiping with toilet paper may not get it. So in that case, when you are, if you're a woman that wear pads, then you want to use things like feminine cleansing cloths. Okay, especially if you're out. Okay, so that every time you use your regular toilet paper, but you want to get that excess blood off, because it doesn't make sense to change your pad but still have all that blood on your hairs if you're not a person that shaves bald. And even if you are a person that shaves bald, you can wipe with toilet paper, but you're going to need something a little moist just to kind of clean it off, get all the blood off, so that when you sweat it doesn't create an odor. These come from the Dollar Tree. Okay, feminine cleansing cloths, or you can use these. All come from the Dollar Tree, very inexpensive. Intimate wipes. Okay, and let me show you what those look like. You can stick these right in your purse. Okay, little packs like this. Okay, and you can just, I thought it had a little tear thing on it. Okay, it'd be nice if it was very easy to tear open, but some kind of way you have to get them open. And just show you what it looks like. Okay, so it's a little moist, like a wet wipe. It has like a little, it's not perfumey, but it says unscented. alcohol and paraben free, moisturizing, gentle, and effective. Okay, so here you go. All right, so, and then these, I like this because it has a little thing where you can just open it up and just pull your little wipes out. And these are just good anytime, but especially when you're on your menstrual period, whether you wear a tampon or a pad. It's just an easy way to clean up every time you go to the bathroom, because you're going to be going to the bathroom quite often. Okay, now as far as the disposal of pads, okay, like I said, if you're changing a pad, you can use this to put the old one in. Okay, just wrap it right on up, and there you have it. Or you can use napkins. You know, maybe you want to keep a box of tissues or a box of napkins sitting on the back of your toilet seat. Or if you have some kind of tissues, you know, in your house, you can just, you know, take a tissue and wrap your pad up. Okay, wrap it up really good, because you don't want blood to be seeping through it and it looking really nasty. Okay, or here's another old school option. Okay, and this is how I was taught when I was growing up, to use newspaper. You know, you may want to pre-cut some newspapers. You know, if you have young daughters, or if you have a lot of females in your house and you don't want, you know, all your toilet paper being used up from, you know, everybody wrapping pads up, you can just, you know, have little size papers like this in your bathroom, and you can just wrap your pad up like that. Okay, never flush pads down the toilet. And you know, somebody might say, well, that's just common sense, but it's only common sense if you've been taught that and you know that, but everybody hasn't been taught, you know, how to do certain things. You just don't know how people were raised and who they were raised by. So never flush those things down the toilet. Now, if you are a person that likes to use tampons, now I will advise you to read, because there's a such thing as toxic shock syndrome. Google it, look it up. Whenever you buy pads, the little, you know, papers that's in it, read it, because, you know, it's a such thing as toxic shock syndrome. And that's why the directions always tell you to change your tampons at least every 3 to 4 hours, because it can cause toxic shock syndrome. And I remember when I did a video a while back on my Eyes Married Now channel that I have up here on YouTube, and I had showed tampons, and a young lady had actually in my comments told me a story about one of her girlfriends actually dying from wearing tampons. Now, I'm not trying to scare anybody. I don't know what the exact situation was, but it was something about, you know, she was wearing a tampon and she had some blood clots that kind of built up and it couldn't get out because of the tampon, something to that effect. So I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just telling you that you must read. There's a such thing as toxic shock syndrome. You cannot just put a tampon on and wear it all day long. You must check or change your tampon at least 3 to 4 hours apart. Okay? And definitely check with your doctor about anything before you use it. These are just things that I use. You always want to check with your doctor. You always want to make sure that, you know, you're not allergic to certain things. Okay, now, so if you are a person that wears tampons, you know, you want to get 2 different kinds. You want to get the regular and you want to get the super, depending on your flow. If you are a person that tends to flow heavier in the beginning days of your menstrual, you want to use these. Okay, when you start getting towards the lather days, you may not be as heavy. You don't want to put a super tampon on, because it will dry you out. If you have this big super cotton tampon in you and you're not really bleeding, and the tampon is not really absorbing any kind of, you know, blood, it's like drying, and you'll know when you go to take it out that it kind of hurts. It's dry. So you just want to make sure that, you know, you wear the right size depending on your flow. Okay, now as far as disposing of your tampons, okay, now you have tampons that come in plastic applicators, and it will tell you on the box, and you have tampons that come in cardboard applicators. Cardboard applicators can be flushed down in the toilet. Okay, the plastic ones cannot. So if you do have a cardboard applicator, such as this one, you know, then once you know, use the actual, you know, tampon, you're going to have this piece left. You want to make sure that both these pieces come out. When you push your tampon up in there, Okay, you want to make sure that both of these pieces come out. Okay, I've had my experience with leaving a piece, but I realized it before, anything really, I realized it before I got out the bathroom. But make sure both of these pieces are attached. You'll see it when you pull it out. It'll look like that. Now, you can just, put this in the toilet and flush it on down. But sometimes, and that's why, ladies, when you're on your menstrual period, you have to do some extra checking behind yourself. Because sometimes you can flush the toilet and you walk away to go wash your hands and you think everything that went down, and this little thing will still be floating in the toilet. That's very embarrassing if you're in somebody's house and you go to the bathroom and then you come out and then maybe a male or their husband or their son go in behind you. That's embarrassing. So to make sure that this goes down with everything else, you may want to take a piece of toilet paper. Okay? I'll tell you about this. But yeah, just take a piece of toilet paper. Once you pull your, put your tampon on, take a piece of toilet paper, wrap it up. Okay? Just wrap it up. And then put it in the toilet. Because it's kind of lightweight. So by wrapping it up in this toilet paper, once it hit the water, it kind of makes it a little bit more heavier and it'll go right through. And I've even seen sometimes where once you flush the toilet and that water is going round and round and round, I've actually seen this get stuck. Like you got the hole, where the stuff flushes down the toilet. I've actually literally seen this thing floating around and it will stop and get stuck right in the hole, just like that. I've seen that before. And then you have to stand there and wait so you can flush the toilet again, or throw a piece of toilet paper on top so the toilet paper can kind of wound around. And so just go ahead and wrap it up and put it in there and make sure that everything goes down. Now, you want to check your seat to make sure that no blood is on the seat. Now, just because you don't see blood on the actual seat that you sit on does not mean that blood is not on the toilet. So you always want to make sure you lift the toilet seat up, because sometimes blood can just drip where you can't see it on the top. But if you lift the seat up, you'll see it. You don't want a man to come behind you and lift that seat up and see blood after you done came out. That's embarrassing. So always check the seat itself and lift it up and make sure that nothing has dripped. Okay? Now, once you wrap up your pad and everything like that, okay, for instance, say like if your bathroom trash can just got empty. It's a brand new, fresh trash can, fresh trash bag in there, okay? Now, you take and you throw your pad in there, okay? I don't know what I did with that pad, but let's just pretend this is a pad. Okay, you wrap it up all really nice. You throw it in the trash can. Okay, now it may take a couple days for that trash can to get full enough to be dumped if you're not a person that's just going to dump it every single day. Now, those trash cans in the bathroom will have a smell to it. Okay, bathroom trash cans are disgusting because once you wrap that pad up and you throw it in there, that pad is sitting in there all day. Okay, and if that trash can doesn't get full that day, you got pads sitting in there. And if your house is hot for whatever reason, that's heat. Even if it ain't hot, it's just the pad, the blood and stuff is just sitting in that trash can and it will start to smell. Now, a way to keep that from happening, if you're not going to dump your trash can every time you throw a pad in there, you can get these little scented bags from the Dollar Tree. Now, everything I've shown you thus far have come from the Dollar Tree. You can even get pads from the Dollar Tree. Okay, now these work good. Don't think that just because something comes from the Dollar Tree that it doesn't work. Now, if you're not a really, really, really heavy floor, the Dollar Tree pads are fine. Maybe, the beginning of your period is heavy. You wear the thick ones. Towards the latter days, you may want to use the Dollar Tree pads. It just depends. So, in Dollar Tree, they got the little thing, so you can wrap it up. Okay, so, as I was saying, you take these little bags. You may want to line your trash can with one of these. Oh my gosh, smell so good. Line your trash can with this starting off, okay? Whoops. There's the little, because these are for your bathroom. Okay, so you line your trash can with this, okay, initially. And then when you throw your pads in there, at least, you know what I mean? Like, it won't smell as bad. Or each time you use get rid of your pad, just go ahead and wrap it up. you can probably cut this, because see how kind of big it is? You could probably cut it and use a little piece here. See? Cut a little piece off, and every time you wrap up your pad, you're wrapping it up in a smell good bag, and it's going in a trash can that smells good. That way, when your sons or your husband or your cousins or your uncles, whoever's responsible for the trash, when they dump the trash, they won't, be like, oh my God, this trash can stinks, because it will smell, especially if you have a few women in the house. I'm sorry, it looks like that's turning little by little. If you have a few women in the house that are menstruating at the same time, that's a lot of smell going on in your trash can. Okay? Now, let's see here. Get some of this stuff out of the way. Now, as far as for instance, if you go to school or whatever have you, this is for like younger adults, okay? Or even school age girls, okay? You can get yourself a little, because you have to carry extra pads with you when you go out, okay? So if you are in school, college, high school, whatever, get yourself a little bag like this, right from the Dollar Tree, okay? And then that way, you can probably put a few pads in there. If you wear pads. Whoops, did I zip it? I'm sorry. Put a few pads in here. If you wear tampons, you can throw a few tampons in here. Throw a couple of these moist sanitary wipes to make sure every time you wipe yourself with the toilet paper, you go ahead and wipe yourself with this. And if you have like a little hand sanitizer, because you never know what situation you're going to be in. So you might want to have a hand sanitizer. This is very portable. Where's the hole? Because I don't want to spray it in my face. This is it's almost gone. This is sanitizer. And it's, it's like a pen size. So you can stick that in here. Or, you can go to the Dollar Tree and get those little sanitizers that they have. They have little ones like this. This is almost gone, but you get the idea. And you just kind of, can put all that stuff in there and zipping it up, and there you have it, okay? Now, or if you have a little case like this, now I use this for eyeglasses, but I got this from Family Dollar probably 2 years ago. I thought it was cute. Has a little handle on it. If you just take tampons and throw them in your pocketbook, depending on what all you have in your pocketbook, the paper might start to come off, or and you don't want nothing touching any part of this. You want to keep that paper secure, because you have to insert this into your body, and you don't want no kind of dirt and germs and all that on there. So you may want to buy something that's hard, an eyeglass case, during that time of the month, and just stick your little tampons in there. And that way, no matter how much this moves around or how much junk you have in your purse, your tampons will never get messed up, tear, get dirt on it. It'll just be secure. Okay, so these are just ideas. Okay, now you also want to carry in your purse maybe a little perfume spray. Okay, just to kind of spray after you come out the bathroom, or some kind of little disinfectant spray, anything that's small and compact that you can just throw in your purse. Okay, now during that time of month, being as though you go to the bathroom more often than you would if you wasn't on your menstrual, you're going to be washing your hands a lot. Your hands are just going to be in water more than normal. So you want to make sure you carry some kind of hand cream in your purse. Dollar Tree, little hand cream. At home, keep this on your sink along with your hand soap. This is an exfoliating, here, let me just tell you. It's called Health Waters Hand Scrub, okay? It has the little granules in it, because, your hands can tend to get dry from washing them all the time. So you want to exfoliate and get all that dry skin off, and then keep, little hand cream or lotion or whatever have you, okay? Now, you may want to have, little perfumes and stuff that you probably have anyway, but you just want to try to stay as fresh as possible. This is just Bath and Body Works lotion and spray. It's a match. It's Tiki Mango, Mai Tai, and this is the spray. Okay, you don't want to mix perfume, lotion, and then another kind of spray. You don't want to mix smells too much, especially in the summertime. You don't want to mix smells, and especially when you're on your menstrual. Okay. Now, also what you can do when you're on your menstrual. Now, some people, if you don't want to use the little sanitary wipes that I've shown you, then I don't know, because I used to actually work with a young lady who actually used to bring a rag and soap and put it in. She used to carry a big purse, and she would actually bring a rag and a bar of soap in her purse, and every time she would go to the bathroom, she would actually be at the sink washing up after she would use the bathroom and change her pad. People do what works for them. Maybe she was a little bit, some people just like to be really, really, really clean. Some people don't like the way that feel. They just want to have that fresh feeling. So whatever floats your boat. So if that's the case where, you're a person that want to, actually wash, or you may not want to wash every time you go to the bathroom while you're out at work or whatever, but maybe, after you change your pad a few times, from the time you get to work until lunchtime, and then maybe after lunch, you may want to just kind of freshen up, and them little wet wipes, like forget them wet wipes. I'm gonna actually wash up. So you just take a rag that's thin, a rag that you can just fold up to make it very compact, okay? And you can carry that in your little bag, okay? And, if you want to carry a whole bar of soap to work, fine. So be it. Stick that in there. Or what you can do is save once this soap gets small, save it. Because you don't need no great big bar of soap. You're not going to be washing up that much while you're out. Save your little pieces. Once they get little, save them. And then that's a compact way of being able to carry. Put it in a sandwich bag. And then, boom. This is a compact way of carrying soap in a rag around without having that big bar of soap. Okay? Alrighty. Now, let's see what else. Now, some women, and also, they have things like this that you can use. That's compact. It's smaller than this. If you are a person that use tampons, you can use this. This goes in here. It opens up. You can just put them in here. And just throw that in your purse. Now, when it comes down to, okay, let me just talk about this, okay? Now, the doctors will tell you that you should not douche, okay? They tell you that your body, your vagina area is a self-cleaning organ, and it cleans itself, and there is no need to use douches. Okay. Now, some women like to use them just because it just makes you feel fresh. For those of you who are active sexually, after a few days of sex or whatever, you might just want to feel fresh by using a douche. So some women have different reasons for using a douche. Mostly it's because you want to just be fresh. Now, if you are using a douche to try to get rid of an odor, okay, then you need to go to the doctors. Okay, now, women have natural odor, okay, natural odor. But if your odor is to the point that you're actually trying to wash it away with a douche, then you need to go to the doctors. However, as far as that odor is concerned, there are a few things that can bring on odor. Not washing can bring it on. If your pH balance level is off, it could cause certain things to happen in your body that will bring on an odor, okay? So if you feel the need to douche because of an odor, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to run to the doctors. It just depends on how bad that odor is. What you need to do is get your pH, make sure your pH balance is on point. And a way to do that is, now this was given to me as love mail. Young lady named Lovely Leia 810 gave this to me as love mail, and I love it and I use it. Okay, it's a pH balance, a tester, and it has testing strips in it. Okay, now you can either test your saliva or you can test your urine, whichever one, and it only takes 15 seconds. If you test your saliva, you have to do it 2 hours after you eat. Put some saliva somewhere, dip the little strip in it, wait 15 seconds, and it has a You know, you have to put your levels have to be. You have to read the directions. I think if your level is somewhere in here, it's normal. It tells you this amount is normal. This amount is a little, you know, acidic, and then this amount is way off. So you have to read the directions. But this will tell you where you are. And this is what the strips look like. Okay, and you dip them in your urine or your saliva, and in 15 seconds you can find out where your pH level is. So if you have issues with odor going on, check your pH level, because that could be what the problem is. Now, if you find that your pH level is off, then they have something called, where is it? It's called Refresh. Okay, I don't know if any of you all have ever heard of this, but let me just change my glasses because I want to read them. So I have on my cute glasses. Yeah, you have cute glasses. They're medicated, but you know. So let's just change glasses here because I want to be able to read exactly what's going on here. Okay. Refresh. Okay, now let me just read it to you. It said it eliminates feminine odor. You don't want to use a douche to eliminate odor. That's not going to work out, because you're going to find you're going to have to keep douching over and over again, and constant douching is not good. Eliminates feminine odor, relieves feminine discomfort. Okay, it's clinically shown to maintain healthy vaginal pH balance. Okay, now they recommend that you use this every 3 days. It says, here, let me just read what this thing says. When vaginal pH is unbalanced, odor-causing microorganisms can flourish. Okay. For long-lasting freshness and confidence, use Refresh gel once every 3 days. Okay, so these two things go hand in hand. Check your pH balance if you're having odor issues, and if it's off, use this. Now, if neither one, if you check it and it's off, and you use this and it's still not working, go see your doctor, because you're not supposed to just have an odor that's on, you know, a natural scent is one thing. But an actual odor that you feel like you need to wash away, go get checked by your doctor. Now, for those of you who feel the need, because they say that you should not douche, but I understand some people after their menstrual, because when I was growing up, I was taught that you're supposed to use this after you go off your menstrual period. I guess we tend to think that we have to kind of clean out the remaining residue or whatever, when actually our body does that naturally. But in our minds, we were just taught, you know, this just cleans it all out when you're done your period. You don't have to do that. But if you were raised that way and it just makes you feel fresh, fine. But here's a tip. If you use these from the store and it says vinegar, always get vinegar and water. Okay, do not get those ones with the little floral scents and all, because that can really mess you up. Get the one that says vinegar and water. Okay, now I personally don't trust, you know, that's just me personally, okay? I don't trust I just use my own vinegar and water. So I bring mine home, I rinse out what's in it, and I use my own vinegar. Now, you can use this regular white vinegar. However, apple cider vinegar is the best. If you feel the need to douche just to feel fresh, use apple cider vinegar, half apple cider vinegar, half water, because apple cider vinegar can fight against cervical cancer. Okay, now I'm not making this up. You can Google it. There's a doctor that I'm subscribed to. His name is Dr. Caldwell. I will link his channel below, and he will tell you all about different things dealing with cancer and everything. But he's a doctor. He's been a doctor for over 100 years. I'm exaggerating, and he's good. He has a 98% cure rate for cancer naturally. No chemo, no radiation. I'll link his channel below. You can watch him and you can, you know, figure it all out for yourself. But apple cider vinegar has a lot of great benefits too. So Google it. Apple cider vinegar. What are the benefits of apple cider vinegar? And one of the benefits, you know, it'll tell you. Okay. So my recommendation is always get the vinegar and water. And if you don't trust what they have, then you mix up your own. Apple cider vinegar is the best. If you don't want to use apple cider vinegar, we grew up with this kind of vinegar, okay? But, you know. Okay, now, let's get to blood stains, okay? Now, here's a little thing that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. If you have a little girl, because little girls start their menstruals very early. I'm just looking at the time here. These days and age, little girls start early. So, they may start their menstrual, but they may still be a little girl, and they have little little things like this that you can, they can just throw in their book bag for their little pads or whatever have you, and their little wipes or whatever. Okay. Everything is from the Dollar Tree. Okay. Now, if you don't want to carry the bar soap situation around, then what you can do is you can just take any kind of liquid soap and maybe a little container like this. Put a little bit, because you're not going to be washing up, all the time. You may just need a little bit. And this is, a little compact. Put a little bit of soap in there and throw that in your little bag with your little rag. Okay. You could either have this size amount of soap, or you can get these little things from the Dollar Tree and put soap in them. Okay. Either way, that's just another way of carrying soap. I tend to get headaches when I come on my menstrual period. Okay. I tend to get headaches, or some people get cramps. Some people get headaches and cramps. Some people get backaches. Okay. So if you are a person that experiences anything like that, now when I was growing up, they had a pill on the market called Midol. That's still out there. Okay. Midol was for cramps. Okay. Now they're saying you can use Advil or ibuprofen. So just check with your doctor. But I find that Excedrin, extra strength Excedrins, are good for pain of any kind. Headaches, cramps, backaches. It works wonders for me. What works for me may not work for you. Some people love Aleve. Whatever works for you. But always have something on hand that can combat the cramps or the headaches or whatever that you may experience during your menstrual cycle. Okay? These come from the Dollar Tree. They used to sell pain reliever that says compares to Excedrin, but now they actually sell Excedrin in the Dollar Tree. So I'm ever so happy about that. Okay, now for women who what was I getting ready to say? I apologize because I got so much stuff spread out here. Okay, now if you are a woman over 40, now I'm sorry, y'all, my desk is a hot mess and that thing just flipped all the way around. Apologize for that. If you are a woman who are in your 40s, if you are 40 and over, now I'm just going by what my doctor said. Like I said, always check with your doctor because I'm not a doctor. If you're 40 and over, it's just a good idea to take vitamins. When I turned 40, my doctor told me that I need to start taking a multivitamin. And then, like I said, especially because you're menstruating. When you menstruate, you're losing blood. It takes a lot out of you. Okay. So you may want to get a multivitamin in your life on a regular basis, but especially during that time of month. Women's Essential Vitamin from the Dollar Tree. I've been using it for years. I also use fish oil, 1,000 milligrams. Fish oil is good for your heart. I also use B12 pills. That's good for energy and your nerves. Okay, so that's just me. Okay, now let's get to combating blood stains, menstrual blood stains. Okay, now cold water and a heavy stream of cold water is good. Like for instance, if you make a mess in your underwear, okay, it's best if you can to immediately wash out your underwear. A heavy, hard stream of cold water will get, if it's fresh, okay? But if it's an old, like overnight, or if it's sat for a while or whatever, then I have some remedies for that. Okay. Another thing that gets those menstrual blood stains out is regular old table salt and water. Okay. You put table salt and water on the stained area and rinse it out. Okay. Now this is just cheap home stuff that you can get. I think you can get this thing for 49 cents. Okay. Just a regular old iodized table salt. So table salt and water will do the trick. Okay. Saline solution. Okay. For those of you who wear contact lenses, you know what saline solution is. You can just pick saline solution up from the Dollar Tree. Saline solution is also good to remove blood stains. Okay. Now, if you are, like I said, if you're dealing with older stains that may have sat, maybe you couldn't wash it out right away, they've sat for a while, hydrogen peroxide or lemon juice is good for older stains. Okay. Warning: if it's you have to do a tester on, like if you have a pair of colored underwear, it will discolor, somewhat your colored clothes. So just be careful when you're using it. It's just a little warning. Lemon juice and hydrogen peroxide will kind of change the color. So you just may want to test it on an indiscreet part of your item that you're washing just to make sure. Okay. Now, another thing that's good for blood stains is aspirin. Take some aspirin. You can buy a whole big bottle of aspirin from the Dollar Tree. Crush the aspirin up, okay? Add a little bit of water to it and make it into a paste form, okay? Rub it on the stain. Let it sit for at least 30 minutes or overnight. If you don't have time to wait for overnight, then at least 30 minutes or so. Let that paste sit on there, okay? And then if you can let it sit overnight, fine. If not, after the 30 minutes, go ahead and just throw it in the washing machine, okay? After you let that paste sit, go ahead and throw that in the washing machine, okay? Also, unseasoned meat tenderizer, the powdered unseasoned meat tenderizer, okay? You mix it's powder, so you mix it up with a little water into a paste form, put that on the stain, and voila. Let that sit for 30 minutes or so, and then you rinse it with cold water. Then you throw it in the washing machine. Okay? So these are just some home things that you can use, that can help. And like I said, the aspirin and the baking soda and the meat tenderizer is more so for older stains, that you wasn't able to wash out right away. Okay? And as far as the baking soda, same thing. You mix a little bit of water and it make it a paste form. Rub it on the stain and let it sit for at least 30 minutes. If you can let it sit overnight in a bucket, wonderful. And then you just throw that stuff in the washing machine and voila, the stains are gone. Okay? Now, let's see, what else? Because I don't want to forget telling you all anything. Okay? Oh, also, this is a good, this is good for stains and smells and anything like that. But you have to be careful with this, okay? This is called Awesome Oxygen Orange. You can use it. It's a lot of different uses for it, but you can use it for your laundry. I learned this from Leann D. That's a young lady up here on YouTube. I'll link her channel along with anybody that I mentioned in this video. Lovely Layer 810, Leann D, Dr. Caldwell. I will have their channels linked below so you can check them out. But I learned this from her. And this is a huge container for $1 from the Dollar Tree. And I'm telling you, it works. You only need 1 scoop, okay? You may think 1 scoop is not going to do the trick, but I'm telling you, all you need is 1 scoop. If you use more than 1 scoop, you're going to find holes in your clothes, especially if it's old clothes. Like, for instance, if you have some towels that you've had for a while, okay? And this is what I've noticed. If I have some towels that are kind of old, okay, and they've been washed many, many times, and I noticed that when I use this, those towels kind of thin out and get holes in them. Now, if it's a thick material that you've had a while and you haven't washed it a lot, it's not going to bother. But if it's an old piece of material or cloth or clothing, it will put holes. So that's why you don't want to use more than a recommended amount. And you can use this in conjunction with your regular, laundry soap. But I'm telling you, it smells good. Use 1 scoop. It will get your clothes clean. It removes stains. So this will be something good to use after you do your little home remedy for your stains. Then throw that stuff in the washing machine. Bam. Especially like if you have like a sheet or something, do the little home remedy with the salt or the meat tenderizer or the baking soda or the aspirin, and then throw your sheets in the machine or your comforter or whatever, and bam. Now, as far as your sheets, they have mattress covers. Because I'm sure every woman that messed up a mattress, and there's nothing more embarrassing than, say, like if you're moving and the guys are moving your mattress and you have a bunch of blood stains on it. That is not cute, okay? So they have mattress covers. They're not plastic, but it's kind of like it's a material that you can just wipe off with a rag. And it's not, because I don't like plastic on my bed, because when you move around that plastic, it makes all that noise and it makes your sheets slide around. But if you get a mattress cover, it's a different kind of material than plastic. It's different than this. And then that way, if you mess up your sheets, you don't mess up your mattress. It's nothing like having a brand new plush mattress with blood stains on it. So, mattress cover. If you can't get a mattress cover, get yourself some kind of thick towel that you can lay on at night when you're asleep. Because for some reason, when you're sleeping, you're laying down, that blood flow can kind of accidentally miss the pad, or whatever have you, okay? Also, if you are someone who wears tampons, do not wear tampons at nighttime when it's bedtime, unless you're going to set your clock to get up every 3 hours to change it, okay? You do not want to sleep with a tampon on all night long, okay? Now, and I think that's about it, ladies. I think I've gone over everything. I would hate to get off of here and then see something that I forgot to tell you all. Yeah, so I think that's it. So I hope I was able to help someone. And also, let me just say, you know, during that time of month, you know, like I said, you may feel crabby, PMS, you don't feel like being bothered. You may just want to take a nice, relaxing bath. Here's a good, and I'll put the website that you can go to get it. This was sent to me, so I don't, you know, I didn't purchase it. It's Essential Cocoa Bean and Goji Berry Aromatherapy Foaming Bath. And it is, here, let me just read it to you here really quickly. It's organic, okay? And I think it's paraben free if I'm not mistaken. Okay, but anyway, I will put all the information in reference to it below. But yeah, just something just to make you relax a little bit during that time of month, because you're already going to feel like crap, okay? And, you know, if you're a person who gets backaches, you know, from your menstrual, if you're married or whatever have your husband give you a nice massage, okay? This is called Vanilla Chai Aromatherapy Massage Oil. And it's vanilla. It's paraben free, it's DEA free, it's naturally derived, and it's pure vegan, okay? So, whatever works for you. I just want to smell it, but it says vanilla on it. You can use different things to get yourself a nice massage. All right, so that's it, ladies. Like I said, I hope you all have learned something. Share this video, because I'm sure someone out there can learn something from it. And I will see you all on the next video. Make sure you subscribe. And like I said, share to all your friends and family and on all your social networks. And make sure you check out my other YouTube channels that I have. I'll have all my other channels